everybody. This is the RTB show, Rings That Bind. We come your way every Thursday evening like this, and we share with you inspiring stories of couples who are experiencing bliss in their relationship. These couples are people like us who are challenged in one way or the other, but they have learned to manage their challenges effectively so that it's not affecting their harmony as a couple. They share their stories, they share their strategy so that you can pick one or two things that you begin to implement in your own relationship to have that bliss that you've always desired to have. Now, this show is brought to you regularly by BRIDGEAFRIQUE, home of BLISS Incorporated and Panacea Ville International. And today on the show, our guest and none other than Jeph and Ayo Oluwagbemiga. Join me, welcome them to the RTB show. Welcome, sir and ma.
Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure being here with you.
Good evening. We are glad to be here.
Thank you so much. We are so happy you agreed to honor our invitation and be part of the show today. Before we go ahead and have this conversation, could you please just tell us a bit about yourselves, what you do, and all, so that our listener get to know you a bit?
Okay, I'll let my wife to go first.
Okay, good evening once again. Ayo Oluwagbemiga. I'm a baker. I'm a mother. I'm taking care of this man. Okay, I'm also a pastor's wife. I don't know if there's any other thing you want to know. Maybe we share it along the line.
She's my guardian angel.
Oh.
Fantastic.
She's my guardian angel. I'm a pastor, I'm a psychologist and family enhancement coach. So we live in Abuja. We pastor Southern Grace Church, and I run a consultancy firm called Mind Verb Emporium in Abuja. Thank you.
Welcome. So glad to have gotten to know you. Please, if you don't mind, how many years have you been married?
26 years. It was 26 on May 10th.
May 10th.
Wow.
26 years. 4.5 years of.
So we've known one another for like 30 years.
More than.
Wow, that's a long time. And you are still thriving. We really need to know what you are doing to make this relationship work. But before we get there, we have a culture. We want to know the love story. We want to know how you met, what was the attraction, why you decided to settle down together. Just give us that gist, that sweet love story, please.
All right. We met while we were both students at the University of Ibadan, and we're in the same fellowship. She joined us along the line. I've been there since my under-level days. That time it was a Christ Apostolic Church Students Association, so we joined, and then she later joined us. So we don't actually communicate while we're there. We're not friends, we are just like that. You understand? So it was towards I think it was my final year. Yeah, she was in a 5-year course. I was in a 4-year course. That was when we started getting a bit closer, because I was in the choir, but I left the choir at the time that she was coming in. So we didn't have that direct communication, contact like that. But at least we know each other exists in the fellowship, but we don't have that kind of thing. But then along the line, attraction started coming in. I didn't know what it was then, because the truth was that I had other people around me that my mind we normally go to. But you know what? She was quiet. She's always quiet. She's not I am the jumping around type there. I jump around everywhere. And then fiddling with the engineering, the amplifier, fiddling with the what is this person? He's jumping everywhere, you know. So she didn't know that we're going to end up together. And so okay, now I prayed. As Christian, I prayed and I asked God to, lead me in this part, because I had too many people. I know in fellowship, You have people that are close to you. You have people that your mind is just going after them and all those. I've been impressed on me and like this person now, we are not. But then I started praying, and then somehow we started getting closer. And then I went to her one day, and I said, I have something to discuss with her. So she was expecting, I was an escort in the fellowship, all these brothers, the others were looking up to, and then suddenly I just said, well, this is why I came. Now, my strategy then worked for me because we trust God for everything. Today, people might not like that kind of strategy because we are preaching, people are bringing in different ideas now. But what I did was that I just went to the scripture. I just said, I want to share something with her in the scriptures. I said, okay, open to Genesis 2, chapter 24. So she opened the Bible eagerly, thinking that I'm coming to share maybe revelation, when senior brethren go around to go and see other people in their room, you're expecting going to share the word. And I said, okay, open to Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. And she opened and asked her to read it, and she read it. For this purpose shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave unto his wife and become one flesh. So after she read, she looked up and said, yes, that is why I'm here. That is why I'm here. And it was like, excuse me. I thought she closed the Bible or something. She was thinking I wanted to come and I said that's why I came. So she just kept me one side for some time. And then I'll come and say, Father, I said, no. She has not thought about it. She has not prayed. I should just leave her, give her time. And then she put in what we call the test of time. She didn't say anything. So she was waiting for, after a while, I will go back to her. She will now say, what did you say that you wanted to do with me? I will tell her all over again. What are your convictions? I will tell her all over again. And she will keep me on that side again. So she took her time to verify with herself. She didn't just jump into it. So at that point, I didn't know that 4 other people had come to propose to her. I was number 5.
Wow.
And that brought us who are in the fellowship. We are Christians. We are Christians. And God said, God led us. That we had, that God inspired us, inspiration. So how can God inspire 4 people
for one person
and some other person making 5 for one person, one sister? How can God give 4 carry 5 men and say all of you? So definitely 4 of us. So we were in that process, and that time we also tried to carried along people who are with me in the fellowship who I interact with, so that we do not make a mistake. So the God factor was actually there, and then my own desire too was also there. So let's hear our own story.
Okay.
You can just add to what I've said.
Okay, as at the time he came around and read, that particular scripture to me, I was like, I decoded, oh, okay, this was that too. All right, no problem. I just told him, please let me just go and pray. At that point in time, I knew that confusion. So I started waiting on God. God, you must just speak. I told God to speak to me using all the means. I read some books on how God speaks to men, and I read in the scripture what Gideon did, all manners of things, telling God, asking God, because I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want to miss it. I pray as much as the fact that God, if whosoever among them will be my future partner, God should take me to the future and show me what my future will be like with them. If I marry Jeph, what will my future be? If I marry the other people, what will my future be? So among all of them, God showed me my future with him, and I'm satisfied. And to God be the glory. Today, no problem. And we are together. We are still together, and we continue to be together.
Amen. Wow, fantastic. Fantastic story. So you made mention of having mentors, people that were that you could go to, so that you get guidance and you don't make an error. I think that is a major thing. We live in a time where people feel like they shouldn't be under anybody's instruction. They shouldn't be under any form of control or somebody overseeing. Everybody's an adult. We know what we want and it is good for us. But I've seen this consistently as we've invited a lot of people to speak, that the importance of having a mentor, having somebody who, if possible, not just one, who you can run to, who can call you to order, who can say, watch this, hey, look there, and all. We've seen it consistently. I thought to just buttress it so that our listeners too will get to hear that and notice that it is important, because it's a recurring decimal with most of the couples we've had come on the show to tell us about their story. So when you decided to get married, let's move on. You decided to get married. Did you face any form of objections, maybe from family, from friends? What happened? How did you manage those objections?
All right. We had objections for my dad. It's normal. When I went there for the first time for her to introduce me, I didn't look like a good future. I didn't look like, you understand, that someone that could become anything. That's normal. And then our dad has a vision, has vision for her, the academic vision and all those things. And I think every parent wants their children to excel, and they don't want to approve anything that they think would be an hindrance to their children. So for him, that's the dad, God bless his soul, he thought that marriage is going to hinder her from achieving what he wanted her to achieve. So he just told me that, well, we'll be looking at it. Kashima will mean we'll still be looking at it. So that took us 2 years, Sabi?
Almost 3 years.
So he said no. And so we had to we didn't fight, we just step aside. We continue seeing each other, our normal life, and nobody mentioned it to them, but we prayed. You know, I told you that I had friends around me who we rubbed minds together and we prayed, and then we used the strategy of patience. People around this day don't want to be patient. You know, it's not easy when you say you want to marry someone and you go to the parents and the parents just say go like that. No, sometimes they might look at you because it's not dawning on them that this person is going to get married, meaning that this person is going to walk away from this house. We can't have access to him or her the way we do before. It does not come easy like that for parents. So I understand. We didn't understand then. We thought this man doesn't want to marry a daughter, this, that. But we kept, I mean, we were calm. Then it was even the one that even sent for us. That, are you people not talking? I said, but we came and you said that. I said, no, that's okay, we should pick dates. He said, when you are ready, and I said, okay, we'll not pick the date. And I said, no, we should give him time that he wants to repaint the house. We should give him time. So I thought it was one that picked the date, or we picked the date, or you agreed. I think she went home and they discussed. They said, okay, I think we wanted to use December. She said, no, December is too, that he needs time. We now agree on May. That's 1997. So May 1997, May 10th, we finally got married. But the operation we had was just that. And the main thing was that our dad lost her so much. Daddy's pet wife is not easy to marry, to take away. So people should listen now. If you want to marry a woman and she's daddy's pet, you palm, you have to palm and pally that man very well. If you don't pally that man, if you see you as an intruder and he's not sure you're going to take care of this daughter the way I'm taking care of her. So you need to assure the man. So we assured him that things will go well, this and that and that. And then he gave us his blessings. Go ahead. And then no, both of us, we are free-minded people, and we don't live in the box. We break the box. But we don't get constrained with that kind of box. So we said when we are going to get married, we said we're going to do everything in one day. They said no, that on Thursday there's introduction, on Friday there's engagement, on Saturday there's wedding, on Sunday there's Thanksgiving. We said no, we're doing everything in one day. That was another problem. How? Nobody had done that before. We said we are going to be number one. We say, okay, if we want to do it, we attend Redeem, and that the parents attend Catholic, and we said we want to do it in Redeem. They said no, you cannot do it in Redeem, because if we are going to do it in their city, Abrikiti, where the parents were living, we must do it in Catholic church, or want to bring them to Lagos to do it. We now agreed on something. So okay, don't worry, we are going to do it in Abrikiti. We will not go to church. We will go to registry. We'll do it at neutral grant. So when I was coming, I came with 7 friends who are pastors. So what we did was that in the morning, we went to registry, 7 to 8. We came back, we did introduction and engagement and reception, everything at the same venue. The pastors they did the preaching, they have joined us together at the registry, they just pray. Say, be the blessing we are looking for. We want to see church, Abi. We created church in that compound. Serious church, it's turned to like crusade. So by 4 p.m., we were on our way back to Ibadan. Wow. So we managed the time. We managed the money. We managed the time. We didn't allow people to push us into what we don't want to do. We told them that we're not going to borrow anything. Anything that we have is what we will use. And people came and supported us, and we did not borrow. So those are the things that helped us, because we told ourselves that we're not going to start our marriage on debt, not 1 naira debt. How much was my salary at that time? 15,000 naira, 1997. And I just even started, and our own was 2,000. She was doing PTA teacher at Queen's School in Ibadan. I was working in Port Harcourt, and I just started. So God helped us. People brought in things, they supported us with money, but we told ourselves that we're not going to go into debt. And we insisted, anything that we don't have money for, that means we don't need it. So that helped us, because one thing we have agreed to do is we speak with one voice. Exactly. And that helped us, because that time that that rejected my proposal was a time for us to get close. All that while she was the one that was talking to them. I was somewhere in the background, and that's why I tell people, the in-law issue is the easiest thing to deal with. Let her face her own people. Let me face my own people. Don't let there be any crisscross interface. Then they now use you as a bouncing ball. So we learned that, and it has helped us till today. Yes, want to have something?
Okay, just to cut cost, we decided that we're going to do everything just in one day. Because I cannot start my life on debt, which a lot of people are doing today. You go and buy clothes on credit, you go and buy clothes on credit, you do all manners of things. Painting of face, whatever, everything.
Let me tell you what. Yes, let me tell you one thing. When we were in Ibadan, there's this senior pastor, still in Ibadan now, Pastor Reverend Isaac Ijawko. God bless him. He normally come around to teach us a lot about wedding, about marriage, a lot. And he now started something. Anytime all the people that he has trained, that pass through his marriage counseling system, after their wedding, you go and collect their wedding gown.
Yeah.
You collect all the bouquet and everything. You will dry clean it and keep it there. So he has a lot of wedding gowns for people to come and pick. We didn't pick from him, but that was an idea. And I said, wait, do we need to buy wedding gown? And people just go money around us. Hey, you come. Well, there's your wedding gown. Should you have used? Please bring.
I have about 3.
So we have people, like 3 wedding gowns that came to our house at that time.
Everything.
So we now we picked the best one that's was our size, and then we put all the bouquet and all the whatever. So when the wedding gown of that day was a bouquet from X, and the wedding gown was from Y. So the only thing we bought was the shoe and other things. Because that wedding, after about 1 hour, it's not after 1 hour, the registry was like 45 minutes. That wedding was no longer useful. We send you back to the owner. If you had bought that thing for like 100K then, that's 1997, or we bought it for like 50K, it would have been useless. That 50K would have done something better. So we told ourselves that, see, we don't lay emphasis on wedding.
We don't, I mean,
our emphasis is on marriage.
Impress anybody.
Till now.
We don't impress when my father died, I did not incur any debt at all.
For burial, no.
I live with him and his.
Wow.
No wahala, no.
This is interesting. You've packed so much in this short conversation, and I want to break it down so that our listener can follow. Now, the first thing you talked about was objection from your father-in-law about getting married when you were preparing to get married. He wanted his daughter to go advance in school and all, and you used a lot of wisdom there. It wasn't about fighting. It wasn't about, no, it must be what I want. Because that's what we see a lot these days. And when it was your turn, who chose for you? Who told you when to get married? Why are you doing that? But just by being patient, hanging in there, building yourself within that period, he now begins to see value that you have. He begins to see beyond just releasing his daughter to say, okay, this person is actually patient. This person can actually be a good husband. I can entrust my daughter to his hand and all. And I think it's very instructive for our time. I often tell people that when you begin your relationship with a lot of fight, you take away some level of grace. It will be hard to recover. It will be hard to get that back. It's always best to start on an even playground. Wait, pacify, allow time for the person to come around and all. So that's one fantastic lesson we learned. Then the other thing you talked about was in-law relationship. Now, this is something that also that we teach, to say that when you have issues with in-law, wife, face your people, husband, face your people, then protect the other person in the process. Because as the daughter of the house, my parents cannot end up hating me. They will still love me. They may be angry with me. They may think that I was irrational, that decision I took was not wise and all, but ultimately I am theirs. They will not throw me away. My people say that there's no bad bush for a bad child. So children will always be accepted in their houses. So when we do that, we protect each other and ensure that we make our in-law relationship seamless. We make it safe for our spouse. We make them received in the home. That was something else that was powerful. Then you talked about not getting into debt. I wish I could scream this one. Scream it and scream it and scream. These days we are so interested in like showing off. Would I say showing off or impressing people, doing what X did, Y did during their wedding? Let everybody see that we are ready, we made it, we are here, you know, and the desire to be loud, the desire to be seen, push people into so much debt. And usually when people start their relationship on very heavy debt, is a major strain on the relationship. So the ability that you both had to say no to those things, not to care what anybody thought, and go ahead to do your wedding in the way that you could afford it. So people say, God forbid, how will I do court wedding? They will say I'm pregnant before I got married. You know, we are often often so worried about what others will say, and then we end up putting ourselves in very tight situations. So wow, I salute that bravery to have said, no, we're going to do this within our budget, within the limit of what we have, and to move on. Now you got married. Obviously from your story, you didn't get married having a lot of financing. You got married with somewhat little cash in your possession. So how did you navigate financial challenges, financial lack, the unavailability of money? How did you navigate that in your relationship?
Okay, let me just come in. You know, this ability to depend on God, number one, And living within our means is one thing that really helped us. I remember we started our life on this
student mattress. 2.5 mattress.
2.5 mattress. You remember it? Body now.
That body now mattress.
We started our marriage on that kind of bed. I know that kind of bed. You can't get angry.
You can't get angry. If you get angry, that means you sleep on the floor.
So it means you sleep and you have to sleep
close together because it was a small mattress.
It was a small mattress, so you have to sleep tight and you're close to one another. So starting our life on that kind of lifestyle, really help us in a way to bond. We bonded so fast and early, with that kind of whatever. So there are a lot of challenges and financial challenges. The thing is, we don't live our life to impress anybody. So whatever we have, we make use of it. What we don't have, we leave it. No television, no radio, nothing. Life continues. What is important? We are the
most important thing in the marriage.
So,
not television, not all those things. Now you see what now happened is we got married in May. Thank God for one of our friends, then Lola. She got married like a few months before, and she has a little bit of experience. She said, "You must know that whatever food that we bought during the wedding to do the wedding ceremony, that we must take part of it and take along when we are going." Right. We didn't understand what she was talking about. She went to all the bag of rice that was there. She took like a half or quarter bag of rice. All the meats that they were frying, she will be picking them. So by the time we got to Port Harcourt, we had food to eat for the next 1 month plus. You understand? Everything that she knew that if you guys not taking, they will eat everything during this wedding, and you go home and be looking for crossroads to go and buy bread and whatever, because we left after that. We went to Port Harcourt, and we didn't have honeymoon. We don't go married on Saturday. We came back to Lagos on Sunday. That Sunday afternoon, I went to my boss' house. I did not come back till 6 a.m. in the morning. As I was leaving, I followed ADC, first flight ADC to Port Harcourt. And she had to come to Port Harcourt like 3 weeks after or something. So I entered work immediately. And that same job that I was immersed in, I lost that job by mid-June. That was about a month and a half after the wedding. And that was shocking. Don't forget, she has left her job in Lagos. I'll break it. But by the time she came to Prague, they were just celebrating. I thank God we got married. 1.5 for 1 month after I lost this job. So started having a lot of challenges. Job is not easy to come by, and whatever money that you
became pregnant,
and then along the line, and when the man lost his job and he's at home in the morning, in the evening, he will resume on the wife in the morning. You do closing prayer in the evening. That's his job. If he has gone out to look for job left, right, and center, to come back home, and that is the only succor you think he has. And then one thing, we made up our mind that we're not going to accommodate anybody until after 1 year of marriage. Nobody will stay with us. You can come and visit, but you are going that day. You are not staying overnight. Nobody, no visitor. No younger brother, no younger sister to come out. No, because we knew that we need that time to bond, to understand ourselves. Because we believe that as two of us are here, if a third person is here and we're having a slight argument, the presence of that third person creates a problem in that conversation. So we said we're not going to. So just the two of us. Along the line, she got pregnant. We were not happy that time because how can pregnancy come now? And human beings are very ironic. You don't want pregnancy to come, and all you do is to have sex. And then we're trying to prepare, we're using condom and all these things. But later, she got pregnant. And it was like, God, what is this? And God is not to be blamed because we know the process. If you don't want to get pregnant, keep your thing inside your trouser and all those things. So we had those challenges for, and along the line, help started coming to us, and then I started a job. I started the job first, and then later
3 days after the delivery
After
of
delivery
the
of the baby. So we got the job. It was not the kind of job I could do, but then I had to do it. That time, so I had master. When we got married, I already had master's degree in psychology, University of Ibadan. So I got a managerial job. They call me admin manager. It was an admin manager job. Then when I lost that one, the only job available then was to work as a security man, to open gates and close it, open car boot and those things.
wash cars.
Wash people, and then you say, security come, go and wash that car. Take this 15 and go and buy Omo.
Master's degree.
If you lose my money, I will beat you. On all those arrogant people that are. And we did the whole thing, and it was shocking to people who knew. But you see, like we said, we don't live to impress people. At that time, that was a job that I could do. Wow. Security. Borakot, Nisco, that company called Nisco that time. And that was what I could do. And we did it. And that stamp is not on me. In fact, it even made me to be more compassionate. Each time I drive through this our security gate in our estate, I give you security money because I know what it is. I've been there before. You understand? And she didn't bother. Because someone would say, no, forever, never. I can do security. They hold me. Well done. And what would the baby eat? Baby will not understand that you don't have a job. Why did you bring me? You can't bring me when you don't. You must provide food. So we had that, and along that things began to change. And let me tell you this thing. The most important thing in marriage is unity. All this communication we are talking about, if your mind is together, you work on your communication. You'll be able to pinpoint, okay, Oni, I don't like this thing. And the other person will understand. But as soon as the unity is set, we don't know who I am. Who are you now? We are all human beings. If you have pride, don't get married. No, because no marriage, when you say I want to settle down, I want to marry and settle down, there's nothing called settling down when you're getting married. Because marriage will upset you. Exactly. You will reveal all your secrets. You will expose all your hidden things, all the forming, you are forming. When you get married, everything will be laid open. So we are honest with ourselves that, see, we are not forming this thing. I'm going to do this job. And then things are going to, how much was that thing? They started with 12,000. Even the man that wanted to employ me say, me, I have 4 degrees, and you have masters. I said, forget masters. Who told you have masters? I mean, so that was how we lived our life. So that time we had nothing. It was a